Yep. Are we on? All right. Not loud enough. Okay, you're on that. This one's not. It's not coming up. Hello? Technical difficulties. Shouldn't be no. I'm not showing any power.
You're the.
There's some lights on. Yes.
We have electrician in the house. Probably on blood.
These three are on the.
All the masters are up. Test.
Even his is lit up. It's not.
Yeah, mine's lit.
Mine's not lit.
It's on my body. Yeah, that would just, there is not lit. All mixed. Talking really loud.
I can do that.
Yeah, we just that speaker.
Yeah. All right. Welcome to the Dunbar City Council meeting, April the 4th, 2022. The invocation will be given by Pastor Terry Pressler from the Presbyterian Church.
Let's pray. Oh God, we ask your blessings on the people who have been called to lead the community in which we live and work and play. Help them as leaders to not ask first, how do we fix this, but what do we need to learn? How might we need to change, and to whom do we need to listen? Remind them, because we all forget from time to time, especially in the noisiness of political debate, that they are not only leaders but also servants, and that it is their responsibility and ours to serve the common good for all. Remind them that no matter where we live, everyone is our neighbor, and they have been called to respect and protect each one. Grant them the wisdom and courage to know and do what is right and good and true. May they always be guided by the spirit of community, by the spirit of justice, and by the spirit of love. This we pray in the name of all that we hold sacred and holy, all that we hold good and right and true. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk Walker could not be here tonight, so I will do the roll call. Steve Arnott. Here. Mike Scipio. Here. Doug Fleshman. Here. Bobby Yeager. Here. Greg Wolf. Here. Jim Hughes. Here. Sharon Haynes.
Here.
Linda Barnes.
I'm here.
Having a quorum present, I now declare the April 4th, 2022 meeting in order. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the March 21st, 2022 council meeting minutes.
Make a motion to approve March 21st, 2022 regular council meeting as presented.
Have a motion on the floor to accept the March 21st, 2022 council meeting minutes by Mike Scipio, seconded by Bobby Yeager. Any discussion, questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is the March 25th, 2022 special council meeting minutes.
Make a motion to approve March 25th, 2022 special council meeting minutes as presented.
Second that also.
Have a motion on the floor by Mike Scipio, seconded by Bobby Yeager for the March 25th, 2022 special council meeting minutes. Is there any discussion or questions? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is the invoices submitted for payment of $88,307.25.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor by Mike Scipio, seconded by Doug Fleshman, to pay the invoices submitted for payment of $88,307.25. Any discussions, questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is approval to pay Matheny Truck Group $2,684.50 for repairs to garbage truck number 12.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor by Greg Wolf, seconded by Linda Bogus, to approve to pay the Matheny Truck Group $2,684.50 for the repairs to garbage truck number 12. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is the approval to pay Miracle Recreation Equipment and Company $38,614.15 for a new playground for the Wine Cellar Park. This is with the installation.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we agree to pay Miracle Recreation Equipment $38,614.15 for the new playground equipment for the Wine Cellar Park.
That money will come from capital improvements and repairs.
From the capital improvements.
And repairs.
2 seconds. Have a motion on the floor by Linda Bogus, seconded by Jim Hughes, to approve Miracle Recreation Equipment Company $38,614.15 for the new playground at Wine Cellar Park. Any questions or discussions? As I said before, this is complete install on this equipment. If you haven't been out there for a while, that's probably 18 to 20 years old equipment that's out there falling in disrepair. And this will put a new playground out there for the kids. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is, we have a discussion on getting the new budget payroll, utility billing, and B&O tax software for the clerk's office, but I believe we're going to table this until she can get the bids.
Yes, Finance Committee asked the clerk to get bids on this. Take it right.
So we're going to table this for the time being. Next item on the agenda is discussion of the grass crew, whether to contract it or do the in-house. And I believe that the Finance Committee came up with something.
Finance Committee did recommend that we do a contract with one of the two companies involved. I lost it there. Cherry Creek Lawn Care, with the understanding that there is clause in there that if they are not cutting to our satisfaction, contract will be terminated.
I don't think it was Scary Creek, it was the other.
The Scary Creek, I just talked about the other myself. That was my recommendation. But they passed, the finance passed on the Scary Creek.
I mean, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah, Scary Creek's got 30 weeks, the other guy's got 34 weeks. If you go additional weeks, Scary Creek has got you per week total. So.
Now, he's doing this on bi-weekly rate. It says right here, every other week.
Scary Creek is?
Yep.
Yeah.
This isn't every week, this is bi-weekly.
And last week's.
Oh, good.
Bi-weekly, April and November.
Through
Weekly, May through.
Well, it says April and November bi-weekly, weekly, May through October, sorry.
I spoke to him on the phone and he said whatever we wanted to do, he's ready to start one. I have a motion, but I don't have a second.
I'll second.
I have a motion on the floor by Mike Scipio, seconded by Greg Wolf, to recommend that the contract contract for the grass cutting be awarded to Scary Creek Lawn Care, but with the understanding that they could be terminated at any point in time if the contract's not held up to our end of the deal. Any other questions or comments?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like for you to give a short explanation as to why we decided to go with this, because of the price we went to buy a lot of equipment to do it with, plus more employees and everything, please.
Yes, sir. We had sat down and came up with around $70,000 before benefits to hire 4 to 5 individuals to do this job. The garage is at 14 now, Donnie? So this would be a temporary summer job, and the fact that it was going to cost us with their salaries, and then turn around and go buy two lawnmowers, two riding lawnmowers, and a zero-turn lawnmower, and all the equipment and all the gas and everything. It ends up being right at about the same prices. And we don't have to repair our own equipment if it breaks down. They're responsible for making sure this happens.
The numbers that we had put in with the equipment it's not commercial equipment,
No, it's regular,
it's regular household equipment.
correct, and that has been shown in the past that does not last very long. And that's the reason we've decided to go with contracting service. All right, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. I will contact him and tell him to get it started immediately because the grass is going quick. All right, next item on the agenda is the reports from the officers and committees.
I'd like to add,
Okay. Sorry, going too fast.
I want you to make a motion, I made a motion to add it.
I made a motion then, so we add an emergency item.
Second, I've already made a motion.
Well, quit looking at me like that. I second it.
I have a motion on the floor to add an emergency item on the agenda by Mike Skibby, seconded by Doug Fleshman. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it.
I'd like to make a motion, we approve $12,000 to fix the sidewalk, in front of City Hall. That'd be from 12th Street down to the alley. We include tear down and replace everything.
Have a second?
Second.
Well, it's both Myers.
Have a motion on the floor by Mike Skibby, seconded by Jim Hughes, to approve up to $12,000 for the sidewalk repair in front of City Hall. Any discussion? And the reason this is being brought up now is that the American Disabilities Act, they contacted us after the last election and advised us that there was 3 different polling places in town that was not approved. One was as easy as replacing the signs at the correct height at the rec center, and that has been done. This all has to take care of before the primary election. The other one was at the middle school, and the middle school is responsible for the repairs on that accessibility. But they were complaining that our sidewalks were uneven, cracked, no wheelchair access, and we are going to do it in-house and get it done for the primary. And that will extend the road approximately 5 feet for parking, which will put the longer vehicles that are being made today closer into the building, and that will leave more room for the cars to go behind, and a complete new sidewalk with accessibility for the handicapped. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item is the reports from the officers and committees. Police Chief Brian Knox.
Been busy, of course. So it seems like I come up here every time and say it's been busy. One of the things I wanted to give you this time, I gave everybody a packet of some statistics in January, February, March. starting, trying to track monthly, but this is kind of the top sheet shows quarters. And basically, just to show you, crime's down, productivity is up because of the work that the police department's been doing on a daily basis. We listen to everybody, we get out, we get in the neighborhoods, we listen to everything that goes on, and that's how we focus our work. And just wanted to give you all a little bit of a little idea of some of the work that they're doing out there every single day is paying off, and it's showing it on numbers that I make. If anybody else has anything else, I'll answer any questions that I can.
I don't know, like I said, over the weekend, I listened to the radio a lot. They were busy constantly. And that's all you're hearing now. It's not lulls. It's when I get complaints in my office that the guys are stopping too many cars, that's a good thing, I guess, so that they are out here being seen and done. Next item on the, or next person is Fire Chief Chris Thornhill.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Not much to report. April is, for us, is host testing month, if the weather actually ever cooperates for us. We'll be doing some things, some projects we've worked with the mayor on, under the bridge projects and things, again, as the weather cooperates. So, and we're getting back now, post-COVID peak, we're starting to get back into our safety training every month, things like that. So things are slow and easy, fast on the call side, but slow and easy internally right now. So the weather breaks for us. And I'll take any questions.
How many days you got left?
Few.
Oh, I was one to hear now. You
I don't
have
know
to
the days.
go
I don't have it down to days yet. Official date will be June 30th, but I'm probably here through June 30th. I don't have it down to days yet.
And as Chris mentioned, they are going to be trying to work out the details for cleaning out underneath the interstate bridges with the bird feces on Westmoreland, 10th Street, and Dutch Hollow. So looks like we're probably going to need a little bit of overtime for at least 10th Street because of the fact that it is really busy Monday through Friday at that time of the morning. And I believe the last time it was cleaned, it was on a Saturday, and it wasn't too bad. We were able to control the traffic.
We
So
get
the
it down to
chief
just
of the
one.
police will need some guys out there with him also.
Because just, we got flyers and stuff getting ready to come out. We got all these barrels that usually the rain fills up. I know the homeless people go out and take water out of them, but every so often can the fire department go out and fill those barrels up for us?
You just give me a call and let me know.
I mean, especially one on top of Westmoreland and a couple of them down on Dunbar
We
Avenue.
typically fill those up the first time of the year, and then the rain kind of takes care of it after that.
We have it now with people use them, take baths or sponge
Well-
baths with, they empty out pretty quickly.
We'll do what we can.
Appreciate the girls asked, so.
Get a hold of me and let me know exactly which ones.
Right.
And-
The girls asked, I said I'd add.
Well, also, Donnie and them have the equipment that if they would call them and tell them that it's running low, that Donnie and them will get them filled up also.
Okay. So we're not even do it. Okay.
Yeah, they've got a big tank they put in the back of the truck and haul the water wherever it needs. So. All right, Donnie.
Mayor, I don't have a whole lot to report. I do have a few numbers here. For the last 2 weeks, we have brought in 126.5 tons of garbage in the last 2 weeks. So for the month of March, we finished out at 305 tons of garbage for the month of March. So things are really starting to pick up. Some of the trucks are now bringing in tickets. They're upwards of 8 to 9 tons, so it's starting to really pick up. That's about all I had, but if you have any questions?
I'd just like to thank Donnie, I know he's doing some extra things, the last couple of weeks, like picking up some dead deer that were getting real heavy again on rocks on the road. And of course, nobody DNR in the state doesn't take care of them. They said they'll just let them lay until Monday, but he's come out on special on Saturday and did some cleaned up some deer stuff and plus cut a couple trees down that fell on the last windstorm. Appreciate it, people make it passable and get stuff out of the road.
Put it in the freezer.
It was little hamburgers by the time I got there.
Matt Dawson.
Good evening. We're just running sweeper when we can due to weather and stuff. It's been kind of hard to get out, so doing sweeper and some basic repairs in town. That's all I have. Take questions if anybody has any.
I told him that I'd hold on to him as long as possible, but his son is playing in a baseball game, and if nobody has any objections, we'll let him leave. Bye. This is his first game, right?
No, he's pitching that.
Oh, okay. Leishman, building
Evening,
inspector.
everybody. Thanks for approving the money up front. We're gonna try and start that on the 11th, weather permitting. We'll tear it all out. The road will be roughly 5 feet wider, 5-foot sidewalk. We're gonna have to do some repairs to the ramp, brickwork, but I'm not doing that. We'll have to get a contractor for that. The money you all gave me last time to pay the taxes, I worked a better deal. If I put it back into the tax deal, we would have had to wait 20 months to get the house back. We've finagled it, Steve and I finagled it around, but the guy's gonna take possession of it, and he's gonna get donated to us for that money. So we're spending the same amount of money, it's just, we're getting the house quicker. So that way I can get it torn down quicker.
What house is this, you?
135 Dunbar Avenue. I've been trying to get that thing for like 6 years now, and it's just a nightmare. That'll get us going back into our spring tear down stuff. There's a house on 6th Street that is we're condemning. The neighbors have been all over us about it. We finally got the problem with it sorted out, and it's going to be condemned as uninhabitable for right now, and the owner's going to sell it. So hopefully that'll solve part of the problem down there. Car wash should be open in like 2 weeks. They're waiting on some back-ordered parts from the supply chain. It's not, they can't get some of the motor parts. And, you will be happy to know if we do any business. You talked to Roger over there on Friday when I was on signpost inspection. The car washing in all city was doing 800 cars. They were on track to do 800 cars Friday.
Wow.
One day. I think he said on Tuesday of last week they did 600. So if we have numbers anywhere near that, that thing's going to be a money maker. It's I guess you can buy season pass for it. Monthly or yearly or whatever. So, or you can just do it per wash. I'm getting Bonnie's, the property we own, we'll mow, I'm assuming. I don't think it'll be a contract. So I'm getting Bonnie's list for that. And we got a couple of touch-up things on 2 houses we tore down. And sanitary's helping us work on those. And they're going to do the drop boxes on 22nd Street next week or 2. So get to go. Anybody got any questions about anything?
19th Street, what's happened with that house?
400
The bank
block.
bought, yeah, the bank bought, and then
They are going in there and they're going to redo it.
right. That's what they said, but they have done.
They haven't,
that.
well, he went in there and cleaned it out.
Right.
So I guess
Tore
they're,
some of the siding off the garage.
right. I think they want to keep the garage. It's blocked garage. They'll
Right.
have to redo all the roof and any wood structure inside of it.
Okay.
Anything that's charred got to be replaced.
Yeah.
The house, I honestly think they're going to end up spending way more money on that house than they ever imagined.
He told me he was waiting on blueprints. And you're right.
First thing he needs to do is crawl under the thing and see how much damage there is under the floor joist, because you can bounce across the kitchen.
It'd be better to come down, but.
Right. And that's what I explained to him. I said, I told him we can donate it.
I had one of the neighbors tell me that it showed up in the real estate guide. a week and a half ago for sale for $39,000 as is.
Yeah, see, what these people that sell that stuff for real estate and real estate guide and stuff, that house is condemned. Okay, so there is no as-is sale. If the new owner wants to buy it and go and take over everything I've told them they have to do for the condemnation, then they can sell it. Other than that, if the buyer doesn't agree to that, then there is no sale.
But my question is, how they ever get a hold of it to put it in the real estate market, on the real estate market?
How did they get hold of me?
The address and stuff, no, how they get a hold of
Well,
this?
I'm sure whoever got it farmed it out to whatever company they want to sell it. I mean, that's what these people do. They flip stuff, they get it cheap, they try and flip it. But, you know, that thing's gonna require 20 grand to work
I
at
know,
least.
I was just curious because it's supposedly this bank bought it and they're gonna completely rehab it and sell it. But then it shows up for sale as is.
They do it all the time. That one up on Taylor Road, the meth house up on Taylor Road.
So they can't follow through with it.
Well, they can follow it through with it, provided the buyer agrees to all the conditions of the condemnation that they have to fix. So,
Okay.
like the one on, for example, on Taylor Road, you know, he offered it for sale, and I saw that, and I said, look, you can sell it, but you have to tell every potential buyer that this was a meth house. That's a state law. From here on out, everybody that buys that place has to be informed prior to the sale that it did contain a meth lab. So I don't know who anybody in the right mind will spend money on that.
Okay, I'm just curious how that
Yeah.
took place when it was supposed to have already been taken care of.
Well, the contract, didn't know it was for sale because they told me they were fixing it up. And we talked to the contractor. And he said they were gonna fix it.
Okay, I'd appreciate if you and Greg can stay on
We'll
top
keep
of
an eye on
that.
it.
Okay.
They haven't got any permits to do any of the work yet, so.
Okay.
Are they given a certain amount of time to repair it or get it up to?
By code, you can board a house up for up to a year. Okay, by ICC. Okay, anything longer than that would require my approval and I will approve. So, and the language is kind of vague, so it could be challenged in court, and one of these days when I have time, I'd like to tighten up our ordinances on that stuff, on some particular things. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff around here that needs to come down. It's old, it's dilapidated, it just needs to go. But you get these people that, and I'm trying to stop this, is these flippers get in here, they buy an old 100-year-old house, and they want to spend $20 on it and rent it out. And I'm trying to stop that, because this doesn't need to happen. They sit there forever. You've got one beside you that I've been on that guy. And not to mention, they're supposed to be paying vacant property fee on those. That's something else we need to look at. We really need to get a better program on that. Reminds me, I talked to Jesse Richardson today from West Virginia Land Use Authority. They have written a short stay rental ordinance for us, like for Airbnbs and things like that, by going off of the legislative so they put out, where they said we basically can't control anything like that. So Bill Cunningham contracted with them to write it. They wrote that one, and one for marijuana shops, which we don't have any of, so it's kind of a moot point at the moment. But they also said that our comprehensive plan is going to need updated for the next year. And they will help us with that. But they're only good for 10 years. And it runs out in 24.
Explain a little more about the Airbnb.
The Airbnb, the legislature said that we can't regulate Airbnbs any differently than we regulate any other rental property. But in the same breath, they said that we can make them pay B&O tax like hotel motels. So I'm not a lawyer, but in my mind, if they have to pay hotel motel tax, they're a hotel motel. So I think we should be able to use any of the ordinances and safety programs that we enforce on hotels and motels on them, like sprinkle, we have some people around here that have Airbnbs, and what they did is they bought a residential rental license, which is not what they are. You know, they're paying $50 a year, and they're renting these rooms out for $100 a night a weekend, or whatever, you know, however they're doing it. They're putting 10 people in a house that should only have 4 in it. They're taking up parking on all the streets and cluttering all that up. So I'm gonna read what Jesse's got, but in my opinion, these things should be regulated that they are a low impact home business. They pay the B&O like a hotel motel. They have to have 1 off-street parking for every 4 people at least, and they should be fire sprayed. And if we have more than 3 substantiated police complaints with them, or fire complaints, then they're closed as a nuisance property. All they are is drug havens for the most part. You know, the drug dealers are coming down, renting them out, selling their drugs, and going back to Detroit. There's no regulation. We're not getting any money out of the B&O on it. And, you know, they're running these things with basically no supervision or consequence.
Is the restaurant at the foot of the bridge here getting ready to open back up out noon, or Madison get out noon?
No, yes and no.
Well, maybe. We don't really know yet.
He had advertised he was
Yeah.
like the gold line again. And
Right, yeah, my wife even asked me about that. She went to school with him, and she asked me about it, and I said, I hadn't heard a word about it.
They had some kind of special cook with them there Saturday.
The guy from Vikings Video bought the building, and then apparently sold it, or I don't know what they've done with it. They were
It
probably
is
more
to be
interested.
auctioned off tomorrow at the Putnam County Courthouse steps. The gold line will be auctioned tomorrow unless something happened over the weekend. The gold line will-
How would that have to be taken off from the Putnam County steps?
Because the bank that financed it's in Putnam County.
Really?
Yes. I happen to know who's one of the guys that's gonna go bid on it, and if he does bid on it and he gets it, he said that there will not be any contract with whoever's in the building at this current time.
Interesting.
They still can't keep it a gambling hall.
Yeah.
By law. So even if that one closes down, since it's already established, they can keep it there. Just under new owners.
Speaking of new owners, what's the latest on the motel?
They were supposed to meet with us and decided to go back to North Carolina, I guess.
And the owner, the former owner is still in there.
Yeah. Yeah, one of them came up and, one of the owners came up the other day and was wanting to get a building permit. And, I'd never seen it do before. And so contractor owner, what he said he was an owner and they wanted to do this and that. And I said, well, who's doing the work? And he said, they're contracting it out. And I said, well, send the contractor over. So, good question.
You got a little start anyway.
It sounds like we'll end up in trouble over that one, that's too.
I do have a question for you, and I didn't get a chance to talk to you today. 1256 West Virginia Avenue. Are we,
April 12th is when.
is that what we're looking at?
That's when the bank told me they actually, and this is what I don't understand, is according to our tax records for Kanawha County, this bank already owns it. They're telling me they don't really own it until April. So I've got a thing of emails with this bank and the property maintenance company mile long, back and forth, telling them to get stuff done, and they, well, we're looking into it, and we're, we're tired of you looking into it, do something. So they finally went over there and boarded up everything but the front, because they said they fell through the porch, which is, I walked all over the porch, and I'm kind of heavy, but I did fall through it. And then they put a padlock on the back French door, which probably lasted, doesn't really do good, because French open.
And then today I received a call from the guy on Roberts Road that lives beside the other house that was damaged by the fire. And between him and the other neighbor on the other side, I believe that if the bank gives us that, we'll break even on getting that tore out.
Well, and I talked to the guy on that, and he was really pushing it because he doesn't want to spend the money to tear it down. And I said, well, and you and I had already talked about it. I said, well, I'll tell you what, you go get it asbestos tested, give me the results, and that might help persuade council to take it. Because there's no asbestos in it, but that's something we wouldn't want to take.
We're trying to get these two houses down on the ground because they were the fire damage. And the easiest way, if they donate it to the city, we take the expense of tearing the property down and then selling it to the next door neighbors or whoever we need to. But Taylor Road, or not Taylor, but Roberts Road, that both sides have said that they want the two different pieces of property. So I think we can work out a deal with those and get rid of that real quick.
Well, if we can get
won't
our
have to mow it or
department to put these things out, you already have to put it up. For some reason, they insist on working on
If
it.
you didn't put it out, you'd be
But
saying.
neighbors would be happy.
Chief's gonna throw up roadblocks next time.
If they start calling me, I will listen.
I think we still need to get a realtor and work with us on all this vacant property.
We're getting ready to have the meeting with our land grant. And once we do, then she'll be able to help us. The one girl is she's an appraiser.
Kim,
Yeah. So we'll be able to get prices on all of them. I have somebody interested with the church property on 6th Street, but he said he can't afford to pay us back what we have in it, so.
Yeah, I'm talking exciting.
But,
Well, yeah, we're not gonna get it.
no, but we got rid of it. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna have a meeting within the next 2 weeks with the land grant company.
And we have property board at 1 o'clock on the 27th, I believe. Yes. We'll have about 6 or 7 properties. Yep.
Jesse.
This month, we have 2 events forthcoming. On April the 16th, we have our Easter egg hunt at the intermediate school on Saturday at noon. And we've already bought over 100 chocolate bunnies, 30 Easter baskets, 2,000 eggs. Well, with Candy, the Women's Club has put that together for us on that, so thank you for that. And so we need volunteers. If anyone would like to help them, hopefully they'll maybe have a police presence there too. And to make sure everybody goes slowly there, because we have hopefully hundreds of kids there for that. And April the 29th on Friday evening, mind you, we have a Kids Day at the Rec Center, and from 6 to 9. And so we're hoping to have several hundred kids for that too. One of the schools, and I've already got the schedule out of all the area schools, from even St. Albans, Bridgeview, Dunbar, some other schools, just trying to get as many kids as we can in here. And like I said, we are taking care of trying to promote physical activity as well as taking care of their other needs too, pollution control. Lake Poison Awareness is going to be there. We have like Head Start, preschool programs, WIC programs, Dunbar Irish Association, so several of them that's going to be there for that. And so we'll have DJs there and food for the kids and things. So we're hoping that'll be a huge success. Also recently, Mike had asked us to contact the Lottery Commission on a grant for our seniors. And so Kim and I met with them last week on Wednesday, and they said that when we first opened up the meeting that they didn't normally do this. This is something that they normally don't do. And their events is something that are just like particular events, not necessarily a program that is a perpetual program. And so they met us with open arms, and they gave us all their names and numbers, and we tried to contact them and told us key phrases to use to try to enable their board of directors there to handle the funding to be able to give us money for this. And so we have submitted a new letter to them. We actually gave them one, and they said that they would like to go ahead and have these particular things, covered in that. And so we did that. So we're hoping to hear back from them on that. And also with the kiosks that we have spoken about before, I spoke with Matt, and Matt sent a young man from the Boy Scouts up there to meet with me, and we gave them the material list of what they would like to do, and they're going to get together to tell us exactly what they want on that, and then we'll get the material, and they're going to proceed with that very soon.
I got one more thing. Mike, I talked to the electric vehicle charging people. And I was trying to get a meeting scheduled for a phone meeting today, but I couldn't get on his calendar. I've got one Wednesday, so we're gonna have about a half-hour meeting on it. He's gonna explain the different options. There's 4 to 5 different kinds of charging stations, and I'll explain to him what we're looking for, and he'll explain pricing and all that stuff. So next council, I'll have everything ready to look at.
All right, and also, I don't know if anybody saw, but Saturday afternoon, the West Virginia Army National Guard Dunbar Armory walked all the way from the armory to at least 16th, if not 12th Street, picking up all the trash and bagging it up. Donnie and 12th Street. Donnie and them picked up everything this morning, first thing as soon as they came in. So I want to thank the West Virginia Army National Guard for the great day of work down through Route 25. It was 40 to 50 bags. It was a lot.
Man, they picked up a lot.
They were watched that great pickup there about 2 weeks ago on Monday. We picked up about 8 or 10 bags of garbage from the middle school all the way down to Elizabeth 16.
And a little bit of the side streets on each street.
Yes, sir.
So, on both Charles and Dunbar.
Turned out about 16 people picking up trash. It was nice.
See the gas station convenience store at 22nd. Fairlawn got a nice dumpster in there now.
And they had a mess for the first day, and I guess they decided to clean it all up real quick.
Yesterday when I saw them.
Yeah, it looks better. All right. Mr. Arndt?
Just a couple comments. One of them you've already mentioned. The lady told me yesterday whoever was responsible for the National Guard being down here, they wanted to ask them, they appreciated that. The other one was, friends of mine with Roberts Road wanted to make sure that the mayor was thanked for the street light problem up there. It's been several years. I think they sent an email, made a phone call. You got corrected this week.
We got a light back.
Or got a light back. And they said thank you very much. That's all.
Mr. Scipio?
No.
Mr. Fleshman?
I would like for us, if we could, I mean, it's not in my ward, but I travel Roxland Road quite a bit. If we could get the state to clean that ditch line out from number 2 station out to Greenbrier Lane.
All right.
Greenbrier Lane.
I'll write a letter.
Out to where Sweetbriar is, I'm sorry.
I'll write him a letter, try.
Because it's a mess.
With that said, the letter was dropped off a few weeks ago for the Dunbar Avenue and Roxalina Road potholes. Today they fixed Dunbar Avenue. I have not been out through Roxalina to check that pothole yet.
They haven't outside church.
Okay.
It's a bad one there.
They're getting there. He told me he was gonna get it.
They didn't make it to the big one there.
Really?
No.
But they did do Dunbar Avenue,
Yes, they
so now we'll just, they told me they were trying to get around there and they didn't know if they'd make it, so.
Well, at least you got an acknowledgement, that's great.
Yes. All right, Bobby. Great.
I just thank our department heads and mayor for keeping us moving forward. Thank
Jim?
everybody.
Jim?
Just want to remind everybody, next Thursday night, it's the neighborhood watch, safe community meeting at Rec Center at 6:30.
Sharon? Linda?
I'm doing good.
All right.
Yeah. I thanked earlier Scott, Donnie both for getting me the new handrails over here because it makes it a whole lot easier to get up and down. And I heard my team was responsible, so. Thank you. That's it.
All right. Anybody out there have anything? Yes, ma'am.
I love Dunbar. And I think as citizens of Dunbar, we need to be very conscientious about our property and keep it neat. Right now, we're having the mowing season, and I know even when I walk my own neighborhood, people do not mow outside that grass that's outside their fence. You can even have grass growing up out of the sidewalk. And people think that that grass outside their fence is not theirs. It is theirs. It becomes shabby looking. It looks bad for the neighborhood. And, you know, we want Dunbar to be a place where people want to come because we look good. We have property here that is just beautiful. And I think if we could put in the newsletter, you know, hey folks, the grass outside your fence is yours. And don't expect, you know, ducks or somebody to come along and eat that grass because they're not going to do that. We have a responsibility to the city of Dunbar to keep our property up. And I know when I walk 25th Street a lot of times in the summertime, I see people do not mow anything that's out there. The grass is out into the road. You got all kinds of crappy stuff growing up and they don't mow it. And I think, let's put it in the newspaper and say, you know, we're going to give you a warning. We'll probably give you maybe 2 warnings. If you don't mow that grass outside, then I think you need to fine them. It's not right to have other people take care of their property and you don't take care of yours. You cause everybody around there to have a depreciation of their property. And I'm a real sticker on this, you know that, Scott. And Greg, I can't stand when people don't take care of their property. And we just need to prod them and let them know and put it in the letter and say, folks, we're giving you another warning. The property, the grass, and the green, all that stuff growing. I've seen people that grows to clear up over the fence. And we just need to be better citizens. You know, we live here. This is our town. We want Dunbar to be on the map as a great place to live. And so we need to just tell these people, look, if you're going to live here, we need for you to take care of your property. That's all. Because you're affecting not only the people who come into Dunbar, when they see, especially I know along, Dunbar Avenue, oh, pooey, you had grass that's growing up out of the street. And I've seen it this high before. And I know we have a problem as you go, you know, when I walk that way, you see people who throw trash out, and that's not good. And so each one of us, listen, we need to say, hey, I'm going to do better at asking my neighbors, look, this is still your grass, and please mow it. Keep our town looking good. Otherwise, when people come in and they drive by and they say, you know, nobody here knows how to mow grass. Either that or get a bunch of goats. And they do walk along the streets and eat the grass. You know, but we need to do a better job of it. That's all I'm saying. I just want to see we have all of the, you know, sunshine's going to be here. It's going to be beautiful out. We're going to have grass. We're going to have everything nice. Let's make sure it's nice. I want to make sure.
Just put in the newsletter about the grass strip.
If you want me to put it on a council, I can do that. I can go out and tell people, hey, mow your grass, mow it outside.
I have 2 people here that will be given citations or warnings for that purpose, but we'll put it in the newsletter about the grass strip in front of your house. You know,
yes.
A lot of people, including the library over here, doesn't cut that grass between the sidewalk and Myers Avenue. And so I've sent the guys over there, our guys over there, when they cut the city hall grass, they're going to cut that strip. So we'll make sure we put it in.
Please do, because I think we just need to prod people and remind them. Dunbar is each one of us. It's our town. And I want to take care of my town. I want to take care of my property because it also maintains the value of everybody that is around you. And you know, we need to do that. So I just want to say that.
Anybody else?
Mr. Mayor, for the good of the order, if there's no other city business, I move we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Hey, Jesse, we took $15 up on the table.
Okay.